Welcome back. The issue of NYSC members being used as ad hoc staff by INEC during elections and the risks posed on their well-being, especially in violence-prone areas, is the hot topic for today. Join the conversation on Twitter at CTV Politics. The hashtag to track the conversation is Politics Today. Well, now, another delicate point in the Nigerian political scene is the issue of electoral violence. Who is to be blamed for these rising incidences of killings and maimings during elections? Does all the blame fall on the lap of the politicians, where the game of politics has become a do-or-die affair? Or are the security agencies complicit? Is INEC responsible for the woes that have become the bane of conclusive elections in Nigeria? I've been speaking with a human rights activist, the president of Women Arise, Dr. Joke Odumaki, and the former REC Lagos State, that's the resident electoral commissioner for Lagos State. Well, Dr. Odumaki, let me ask you, who do you think you've been a keen observer and you've been actively involved in politics and how proceedings during elections go. On whose lap would you put the rising cases of electoral violence?
Well, as a domestic observer, like you rightly did mention, observed Kogi, Bayelsa, and then some of our observers are also in Rivers. The thing is that who is to be blamed? Like I rightly observed, on election day you have all stakeholders. You are going to have security agents who should be impartial, and they should make sure that, I mean, when they have pockets of violence, they should protect, those that are expected to protect. But on the field, I've come to find out that, one, there's that nexus between impunity and those who perpetrate heinous acts. Because people have seen that the inability, to bring some people to book. Because one thing we should realize is that no matter how highly or lowly placed anybody is, we are all equal before the law. And that anyone that perpetrates any heinous act, even if that person has immunity today, when that immunity is no more, that person must be brought to book. We also find out that at times, electorates, I mean, some of them come, they are not expected to campaign on that day. Some of them might even be inducing other voters. And some people might just get angry as a result of that. A few others will bring sharp objects, to the scene of election, whereas we're just expected to bring their voter's card. And then those who are the umpire, the INEC officials, they should just ensure that they remain impartial and there's no undue interference. As an observer, I cannot interfere. Mine is just to observe and then put down. So when people do not really know what their roles, their duty, and there's no separation between what they are expected to do on the spot and how they should act. So, but I just believe that there must be a change of mindset. A mindset that says, yes, one is always right and that one has the monopoly, of violence. But I just want to counsel that when we have elections, we should not just, we should comport ourselves and we should realize that there's a law and anyone that errs will be brought before the law.
All right, Mr. Abdullahi, let me come back to you. Using Rivers State as a case in note, it looks as if the political players there at each other's throats and no party is willing to bend for the other. And the followers are all out on to let all hell break loose. How possible, or what can be put into, what do you think and suggest can be put into play so that Rivers, which has always been known as a volatile locality or a volatile area, volatile state, elections can actually be held peacefully with as little number of casualties as possible?
Well, thank you, Emmanuel. Rivers, there is a lot of history there. There are a lot of causations, reasons for what we're witnessing today, what we witnessed in the run elections. Don't forget, Rivers State, due to the militancy that has actually been bedridden in that state, We have issues of arms and ammunition that are still really scattered within that particular region because we're coming from this Delta militancy. So people can easily get access to these arms, and that's one. And politicians resort to using warlords, actually. That's former either ex-militants or even active militants to get assistance from them in order to win elections, which that shouldn't be the case. Politicians should actually campaign based on policies, based on what they can do to people, and sell their ideas so that people can actually vote for them based on those things, but not based on support you are having from one warlord or one ex-militant or the other. That's one. That's the issue we have been talking about, me and Dr. Orimakin, about the desperation of politicians. Then secondly, in this case, for example, the INEC was right as an umpire to suspend the other processes of the election in the other areas because they want to allow the heat to kind of calm down a little bit before they will continue. So mainly in that state, we need elders to come out and actually persuade people to look at politics in a matured way, to also talk to the key actors to stop inciting and also call for violence. I mean, look at the people who died there. Most of the people who will get killed or who will get injured are people from river states. They are someone's sons, someone's brother, and so on and so forth. So it is a loss to River State particularly. It's a loss to the whole world, to the Nigeria, but particularly it's a loss to the state. So I think all the key stakeholders in the state, particularly the elders and so on, opinion leaders, even clerics and so on, they have to come together and call on these politicians to sign peace accords, not only signing peace accords, but to actually make it really enforce on them the need to actually see that they abide by this peace accord. I think that's very important. It may go a long way to ease some of the violence we're seeing today. It may not eradicate it totally, but actually it will stop something. And
all right, thank you very much, Mr. Abdullahi.
Clear, a little observation.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one little observation is this. Issue of the security agency's role in the elections in Rivers State. I think there are accusations about the. I know, for instance, there was a call by the president in 2 occasions from Bayelsa to the Kogi state elections, where the president has actually told the security chiefs, in fact, it was an order he gave, that no one shall actually use one of the state apparatus to manipulate any election anywhere, because he himself, the president, was a victim of election malpractices so many times, and he does not wish to see anyone becoming a victim like he was in the past. So he has actually talked to those security chiefs. I don't think anyone
Mr. Abdullahi,
in this election.
Okay, let me come back to you, Mr. Orebi. Why you've been on the inside as a resident electoral commissioner? Why would you say politics is a do or die affair in Nigeria?
Well,
and how can it be? How can the trend be changed?
In the first place, there's a misplacement of values, of national values, of social values. When people know that through politics they could have a shortcut to authority, to power, unquestioned power, and question authority, and they could carry out virtually everything with impunity, then people will always be desperate for that kind of position. And also a shortcut to wealth. So these are issues that we all need to sit down, both in the immediate and the long run, to say, what can we do to make political positions, political offices less attractive? 2, how do we engage our youths so that they are no longer offering themselves as cannon fodder or as tools to perpetrate violence? These are issues I believe that we should be talking about this like yesterday. Unemployment is a critical issue that we should be looking at, because I experienced this when I was in Ondo State. We had a forum on election security with security agencies. All of us spoke. At the end, one young boy got up and said, well, you can speak as you like. 2015 is by the corner. By that time, we make our own money because the politicians will come to us. and they will need our services. I'll be ready because we don't have any other job. If people have jobs, they have places to go in the morning, places to come back to at night, they're expecting salaries and they're well paid, they won't put their lives on the line.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Rebi. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Thank you, Dr. Joe K. Odumaki, for your views on the program. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Aliyu Abdullahi, for sharing your thoughts with us on politics today. That's it on this edition of the program. Thank you for being part of the show today. Until next time, bye for now.